going on, everybody? Civ checking in, and welcome back to another Civ's Advanced Analysis NBA Edition video. A subsection here on the channel where I not only talk about the recent trades that happened in the NBA world, whether that be during the trade deadline or the offseason, but also I give you all as fans a little taste as to what you can expect from the players as they join their respective clubs in the foreseeable future. And today, everyone, we're going to be shifting our attention to Golden State because in this trade deadline, they also made a big move, acquiring Jimmy Butler. And while there was a lot of controversy regarding Miami Heat and Jimmy Butler and the whole 9 yards with that, at the end of the day, Jimmy Butler came out successful because he's been traded to the Golden State Warriors, but it comes with a price. Now, what is that price? Well, I'm going to be talking about that and more in this video, so make sure you stay tuned until the end. So without further ado, let's talk about what Jimmy Butler can bring to the Golden State Warriors, starting now. Right off the bat, when we talk about Jimmy Butler, obviously this brother doesn't need any introduction in terms of his basketball game, simply because you could really tell how much he loves the game of basketball and is willing to put in the work regardless of the circumstance to make sure that his team gets the best result possible. He's done that ever since he got into the NBA, being with the Chicago Bulls, all the way up to his time with the Miami Heat. And for the purposes of this video, we're going to break down the strengths that he has that he could bring to the Golden State Warriors. So first off, that is his mid-range and three-point shot, because as of late, that shot really helped the Miami Heat get into really awesome situations. In fact, I would say that in the bubble where the Miami Heat went to that finals appearance, as well as I think in 2022 when the Miami Heat went to the finals again against the Denver Nuggets, in both circumstances, I believe it was the mid-range shot, the three-point shot, as well as the clutchness that Jimmy Butler has that really helped the Miami Heat go over the edge and ultimately have a fighting chance at winning the NBA Finals. Now, granted that in the finals, circumstances happened where the team didn't perform or they weren't really ready for the altitude pressure, especially when they were playing against Denver in the finals and things of that nature. But in terms of Jimmy Butler's game, you can really tell that his three-point shooting, his mid-range shot, as well as his ability to make awesome plays in the clutch really put them over the edge, and it's something that I believe that Golden State will definitely bank on, especially when they got Steph Curry and Draymond Green doing the other areas for a team to be successful. Now, the second strength, and honestly this strength is actually something that Jimmy Butler has but is kind of undervalued in today's NBA, and that is his defense, because even though a lot of people know Jimmy Butler for his awesomeness on the offensive end, as I mentioned before, it all stems from his defense, whether that be blocking shots or being a defensive presence. And quite honestly, I believe that with Golden State, he'll be able to not only bring that out more just because he has a chip on his shoulder, but also I believe with Golden State, he'll have more opportunities to do that because more people are going to be focused on Steph Curry and Draymond Green in terms of their defensive abilities, and maybe Steph Curry also for his offensive abilities, to the point where they'll forget about Jimmy Butler and what he can do. And through this, Jimmy Butler might have more opportunities to be the best version of himself and quite frankly be that X factor that the Golden State Warriors will need, especially when it comes to the playoffs if they get that far. So I believe that all the skills that Jimmy Butler has up to this point in Miami, combined with the fact that he has not won a championship thus far in his NBA career, all propelled him to join the Golden State Warriors. And to be honest, I believe that they might have a chance at winning the championship sooner rather than later with him. But time will tell regarding that result. Now, even though I talked about Jimmy Butler and everything he can bring to the Golden State Warriors up to this point, there is a major concern that Golden State needs to consider, especially given the fact that they want to make a deep playoff push in this year's playoffs as well as future playoffs. And that is the rotation, because honestly, everyone, I believe that as of right now, at this trade deadline, they do not have enough pieces to make a deep playoff push, especially given the fact that the West is super stacked, led the way by teams like the Oklahoma City Thunder, the Memphis Grizzlies, the Houston Rockets, the Los Angeles Lakers possibly, and the list goes on and on. And with all that being said, when you look at the Golden State Warriors roster right now, the main pieces that they have so far is Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, Jimmy Butler, which is aging by the second. Then you have Kevon Looney, Jonathan Kuminga, and Gary Payton. Other than those 6 players, the rest are pretty decent. So in order for the Golden State Warriors to really make a deep playoff push, they need to have all of their players from Stephen Curry all the way to their last player on the bench be at optimal form in order for the Golden State Warriors to have that success. And right now, given the fact that there's only about 3 to 4 months left of the regular season, that is a tall task to ask of the Golden State Warriors, especially given the fact that they are at 500 being even win-loss record right now at the trade deadline. So with all that being said, in order to improve the situation, what I would recommend is one of 2 things. Number 1 is they acquire more pieces in the buyout market that can complement what Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler are doing, so that through the experience alone they will be able to get into a comfortable space when they're in the playoff push. Or number 2, they develop the younger players as soon as possible by placing them in situations that are well outside the comfort zone so that they can get their experience in a timely manner, and when push comes to shove in the playoffs, they'll be able to do their part, especially given the fact that they had experience in the regular season. So we need to see what Golden State decides to do going forward, because based on getting Jimmy Butler right now, it seems like they are in a win now mentality, and if they delay any further, well, Steph Curry and Draymond Green is going to get older and they might not have enough energy to really get the job done. So we need to see what Golden State does on that front and how they decide to proceed with the rest of the season as well as future seasons to come, especially in that playoffs if they get that far. So yeah, that wraps up my thoughts on Jimmy Butler going to the Golden State Warriors. And while I'm interested and excited to see Jimmy Butler not only play for a different team but also be part of a championship team, I am concerned on the direction that the Golden State Warriors are going to take, especially in the second half of the season as well as future seasons, because the Western Conference is stacked, and I would say probably more stacked now that the trade deadline has ended. And it's going to be really interesting to see where Golden State is going to go from here. But with that being said, let me know in the comments below how you all feel as well. Are you confused or concerned about the direction of the Golden State Warriors as I am? Or are you optimistic and believe that Golden State will figure it out when push comes to shove and everything's going to be fine with Jimmy Butler in the lineup? Let me know in the comments below, as well as Golden State Warriors fans chime in as well, because you guys will know your team better than everybody. So let me know how you all feel in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you all in the next video where we talk more trades, more basketball, more Raptors basketball, or more sports in general. We'll cover everything in future videos, and until next time, Civ signing out.